Welcome, stakeholders. We are the National Children's Association, NCA, a non-profit organization and advocacy group geared towards meeting children's basic needs. The National Children's Association consists of Tisha Gabriel Anthony Brown, Simone Brown Asker, Jonelle Elborn, Josanne Hoyt, Indrauti Langi, Rochelle Trotman, Andrea Scarlett Ferguson, Kanya Vincent, and yours truly, Abina Miller. The NCA was formed for the purpose of meeting the needs of our vulnerable children by supporting children and their families. Our motto, United in Purpose for a Better Tomorrow, has highlighted the importance of the NCA's advocacy group during the pandemic. During our presentation, we will seek to inform you of our mission and vision statements, the rationale of our group, the goals and objectives of the NCA, and our core values. Further, we will expound on the role of the NCA and answer the major question: why children's basic needs must be considered during a pandemic. We will also show the impact of the work done by the NCA and introduce our flyer that showcases our work.
Hello, I'm Rochelle Trotman and I'm here to share with you our mission and vision statement for the NCA. The National Children's Association is a non-profit organization committed to promoting mental, emotional, and social health, as well as the physical well-being of children and their families through transformational leadership, collaborative services, and advocacy. The NCA believes that every child deserves an holistic environment to thrive in that is safe and allows them to feel loved and secure. And to that end, we are driven to provide exceptional services to children and their families for the improvement of their daily lives.
The rationale. Maslow's hierarchy of needs emphasize that if a child's needs are not met, then they cannot function effectively and be motivated to attain the other needs going upwards. Abulaf 2019. Our association, the National Children Association, was formed on the 1st of October 2022 to provide physiological and health support to disadvantaged children who are living in Antigua and Barbuda. This drive is geared towards minimizing issues that arise during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The goals and objectives of the National Children's Association. The goals are: the NCA aims to 1. Support children by meeting their basic needs regardless of age, sex, religion, cultural affiliation, and disabilities. 2. Provide for children during the pandemic by organizing and implementing food drives, proper health care, and educational programs. And 3. Collaborate with other stakeholders to meet the needs of children and their families. The objectives. The NCA will 1. Plan, implement, and follow up on programs to aid children and their families during the pandemic. And 2. Provide 50 or more hot meals to families per day and provide counseling and health care to those in need as they cope throughout the pandemic.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrea Scarlett Ferguson and I will be looking at the core values of the National Children Association NCA Advocacy Group. As a team, we are passionate about what we do and actively encourage our members to fully embrace our core values as we share these values with everyone we contact. National Children Association employs 5 core values to guide its work. Respect. We, the National Children Association members, respect those who benefit the National Association and act in a way that respect each other. We respect the persons as an individual and work together in a way that respect the privacy and dignity and autonomy. Empowerment. The National Children Association aims to enable children and their families to actively participate in decisions that affect their lives by managing processes and achieving results.
In addition, the National Children's Association core values is guided by equality or citizenship. The National Children's Association supports the rights of all people to claim and enjoy their human rights, to participate in society as equal citizens, and to realize their full potential in their chosen lives. In the context of the child, we all know that children's development is critically affected and impacted by the quality of their early years experiences. As such, we will inculcate values to our future leaders through instilling good citizenships in our leaders, such as charity, compassion, and goodwill to our fellow neighbors. Empathy. The National Children's Association is made up of individuals from varying walks of life, skills, and even abilities to create an empathetic culture. We pride ourselves from using empathy as one of our biggest strengths through listening, being aware, and communicating with others in difficult situations, and to ultimately bridge the professional relationships through collaboration, understanding, and teamwork. Collaboration. We collaborate through working with schools, parents, and corporate sponsors as we understand the importance of teamwork as a valuable component to achieving the National Children's Association goals.
Good day, my name is Indrauti Laochi, and I'll be telling you about the role of the National Children's Association, the NCA. Children's basic needs are crucial to their holistic development, and as recorded during the COVID-19 pandemic, some of those needs were not met for various reasons. As educators in Antigua, we have observed that differently able children, as well as children from impoverished communities, lack nutrition and adequate health care. Furthermore, this has caused low immunity, increased infections, lack of energy, as well as short attention span and focus. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, children all across the globe are being harmed by the epidemic, especially children living in poverty, such as those who are homeless or in foster care. School closures, social distancing, and isolation raise children's risk for malnutrition, increase their exposure to domestic violence, raise their anxiety and stress levels, and restrict their access to essential family and care services. The National Children Association was established to raise awareness for change to ensure the well-being of children across the country. The NCA is a nonprofit organization that advocates for children, especially those who are differently abled or living in poverty. Our aim is to provide children with well-balanced diet through our food drives, proper health care, and remedial educational programs. We have partnered with key stakeholders and trained local healthcare professionals to give these children and their family the best care possible. Thank you.
Good day, stakeholders. I am Kanya Vincent, and today I'll be presenting on why children's basic needs must be met during a pandemic. Children require interpersonal interaction and fundamental requirements like food, medical supply, accommodation, and education in order to thrive. Additionally, they require a sense of security. Parents serve as a center of a web of stabilizing support and meet the needs of their family through employment, interpersonal connection, or community resources. During a pandemic, we anticipate that it would hinder parents' ability to provide basic needs for their kids because of loss of income. When this happens, parents will struggle to meet their children's needs for predicament routine and to assure them of their safety and security. A well-known theory, Maslow hierarchy of wants asserting that there are several levels of needs that human must have, and each one depend on the other. So for example, before attempting to concentrate on education, we must make sure children's basic needs such as food, water, sleep, healthcare, and shelter are addressed because these are fundamental requirements for human survival.
Hello, my name is Tisha Brown, and here are some basic needs of a child listed and why they should be met. Stable living environment. COVID-19 has drastically altered children's living conditions, causing disruptions in family life and the closure of school. Studies have shown that children's sense of safety is intimately tied to stability and severe environmental changes that can cause anxiety and uncertainty. Children will develop a sense of predictability and confidence for the future if there's a routine and a steady environment. Food and nutrition. The previous pandemic has dealt a serious blow to the economy and placed families in a challenging position to attend to their nutritional needs. Providing a nutrient dense diet would assist in promoting children's overall strength and development. Without proper nutrients, young children are at a higher risk of developing nutritional deficiencies. Social well being. Children's social well being refers to emotional building of healthy and supportive relationships they have and how they interact with others. During the pandemic outbreak, children has missed out on important development opportunities that can help provide them with skills that will be necessary in the future. Bronford Bennett models provide a clear indication of the levels of interaction required by each child. At the micro level, the child is at the center, surrounded by family members, school, teachers, and church communities. Healthcare. Children's mental health is a crucial component of their total health and interact intricately with their physical health. Mental health is vital throughout development from prenatal considerations to grown-up transitions. Following the pandemic lockdown, many issues have arisen during and after the pandemic. These issues particularly affect children's education, our last one. In poorer countries, children's education is already in crisis, so a pandemic would only worsen these gaps in the educational system. We are aware that education is a key for a bright future, and through education, the cycle of poverty can be broken. Children can learn new knowledge and skills. Education also teaches children from an early age to value themselves, their goals, and their knowledge. Not all families are able to adequately provide for the basic needs of a child. Multi-agency system can work in tandem to create better outcome for children, their families, and society in general. Working with government to identify implementation strategies in response to committee recommendations, helping to ensure that voices that too often go unheard are reflected in information presented to the committee. For example, by facilitating wide-reaching consultations at all levels of society, submitting written reports on the situation of women and children, and encouraging non-governmental organizations to submit their own report to the committee as a supplement to government reports.
The impact of the National Children's Association. In Antigua, there is a need for support among families, especially during the recent and ongoing pandemic. Children and families have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the NCA has made itself available to ease tension and meet the needs of children and families. UNICEF 2020 declared that at least 463 million children worldwide could not access education. 44 million children have gone hungry, and 67 million children under 5 may have suffered from wasting or acute malnutrition during the pandemic. The NCA has taken up the responsibility to bring aid to Antigua's children and families. We were able to provide needs in terms of physical and emotional. Families could eat and feel safe in their environment, knowing that the NCA has been dedicated to providing relevant and critical aid to them and their children. As an advocacy group, we can influence policies and encourage positive programming that supports children in various ways, such as sharing public testimonies of families and verbal and written communications to our government to lend support and suggestions on aiding the people of Antigua. For additional information, you can take a closer look at our flyer.
I'm Simone Brown Asker, and I will be presenting the conclusion. The National Children's Association is a non-profit organization created to meet the needs of children and their families by advocating for their protection. We are passionate about the well-being of all children. After the devastating hit of COVID-19 to Antigua, children and families were affected tremendously emotionally, mentally, and financially. The non-profit organization was then formed by a group of passionate ladies with one main goal: to assist with children and their families through this difficult pandemic. The National Children Association is committed to provide integrated and coordinated delivery of quality programs and services within a healthy, safe, and nurturing environment consistent with legal and regulatory requirements. Through a remarkably effective, motivated, and performance-driven members, we are dedicated to enhancing our ability to meet or exceed customers' expectation. Every child and family deserve for their needs to be catered to, both physically, mentally, holistically. As such, the National Children's Association is passionate about working with families in the communities in Antigua to ease some of the burden of the effect of recent COVID-19 pandemic in the homes of our fellow brothers and sisters. I will recite a quote by Pablo that says, "Never underestimate the difference you can make in the lives of others. Step forward, reach out and help. Reach out to someone that might need a lift." Thank you for listening.